Fingers crossed. There we go. Can you all see that?
Yeah, that's right. There you up. Yep.
Yep, all good here.
Yep.
All right, fantastic. So would everyone who's not me, Michael or Mo, mind muting themselves? All right, fantastic. I think we're going to start. So welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our first event. We're the GDSC UoP, so it's a Google Developer Student Club. So I'll give a sort of quick introduction to ourselves. So it's me. I'm Tom Apter. I'm the chapter lead for this year.
I'm Michael. I am engineering lead for this year.
Hi, I'm Mo, and I'm the business lead.
So we're the current core team for GDSC University of Portsmouth. You can find us on our socials there, so feel free to add us on LinkedIn or follow our GitHubs. Yep. So quick introduction into what GDSC is for anyone who's not aware. So GDSC, or Google Developer Student Clubs, are student-led but Google-backed hubs of engineering in the local community. So we're really having a focus on sort of being sort of that place in between academia and work, where we're going to teach you important skills about software engineering, business, etc., etc., to sort of help you get into the working world. We're going to have a real focus on placements. We're going to have a real focus on sort of practical workshop and events, and also working in the local community. So you'll learn more throughout the evening, but we're going to be working with local companies and local charities throughout the year. Michael, do you want to say this?
Yeah, go for it. So if you guys have been to any of your induction talks first years, I'm sorry, you're probably already sick of us. You probably heard our introductions before. I know Nadeem gave his glowing recommendation of Tom, Mo, and I, but we want to hear about you guys as well. So if you look on the side, you should have a hashtag voice channel. We'd love to hear in one word who you guys are, or more. Yeah is honestly a good start. We're going to be working with you guys throughout the year a lot. We'd love to hear who you guys are, and hopefully pick out a few good ones from the chat. Resourceful, I like that one. I think throughout the year we're planning to do a lot of stuff between sessions as well, and using resources between sessions is definitely something we want to be encouraging. Charlie, I appreciate you keep peace in the chat.
Yep.
Learning, love it. Organized, also very solid. Love for a pink, not disappointed if new Florence. There is a bit of a recursive theme going on.
We do love recursion.
Love Brave. Brave's a good one. We're definitely trying a lot of new things this year as well. So definitely a good word to call.
I'm glad to be seeing a lot of sort of like quite soft, like sort of core soft skills. I'm really glad to be seeing that.
Mo, is there anything you're pulling out?
I'm trying to figure out where you guys are typing, to be honest.
If you look at hashtag voice on the sidebar, just above where the massive list of people are.
There you go. Cheers.
No worries at all. Did I see Bean? Nice. Lovely stuff. Cool. No, that's a good set. I like it.
It's a very good set. Alright, cool. So sort of moving on. So this here, and I mentioned to a couple of you about sort of what we're planning throughout the year. So this is a rough sort of look ahead for what we're doing throughout the year. So I guess I'll let Michael and Mo talk about their sides of the respective events and sort of give a rough overview.
Go for it. Did you want to hear next slide?
Sure.
It's probably a bit helpful. There we go. So my side, under sort of engineering-ish side, we decided to dub the Tech Talks, which isn't just talks. We are doing a load of workshops, practical events, hackathons, all of that good stuff. You guys don't have to be fully experienced. Obviously, working between sessions, coaching each other and helping each other is going to go a long, long way here. But to give you a little taster, next week's session is titled Get Good and Starting Fires with Firebase, where we're going over the basics of Git and GitHub, talking a little bit about open source, how you can contribute to communities around the world, and also giving an introduction to a cloud service called Firebase. Has anyone actually heard of Firebase before?
Yep.
Okay. There's at least one. That's a good start. But Firebase is a subset of tools written by Google. It's a cloud platform. So it makes it really easy to do things like databases, cloud hosting, and all that sort of stuff. Best thing is, mostly for free, unless you start doing extreme stuff with it. So that's going to be a really good session. And skipping forward a little bit, there's going to be the solution challenge coming up, and most of you guys will probably end up using Firebase for your own solution. After that, we've got a web development session. So we're going to go through the history of web, and by the end of the session, each and every one of you is going to have a website live on the internet. That's the goal. Hopefully, we're going to get fairly close to that. App development, fairly similar. We're going to hit on Flutter, React, some other good stuff. And later this year, probably going into 2022, we're going to be hitting on a little bit of machine learning.
Right, cool. So here's a sort of a list of some of the technologies we're going to be working with over the year. So I guess put your hands up. There go Flutter. So Flutter is a Google technology that we really like. It is really great for making cross-platform phone applications. But sort of just a list of all the different areas of technology that we're going to focus on throughout the year. Deno. I'll let Michael talk about that kind of stuff because I know you love Deno.
Deno's good. I don't know if we're going to directly use it this year, but definitely something you guys can pull into your solution. Good justification for it.
Yep.
Docker as well. Docker's a lovely one.
All right.
I'll throw in the chat, someone mentioned AWS. That's Amazon's cloud services. There's a lot of transferable knowledge there, so I'm sure you will get on just fine.
All right. I'll now hand over to Mo to talk about his studentpreneur business events.
Okay, thanks, Tom. Hi, everyone. So in addition to the technical side of the program, we're going to have a business and UX design workshops in which we will bring speakers, startup founders, mentors to talk about their startups, what they've learned, and share their experiences. We're going to be discussing topics related to entrepreneurship, innovation. We're going to be ideating and brainstorming together, and hopefully anyone that's interested in starting their own business will be able to provide some of the resources and the tools. And anyone who's interested to perhaps become an entrepreneur one day, that they will be inspired by the speakers that they will join. So that's one. Two, we will be talking about user experience design. Anyone that's interested in UX and how they can apply it in building their products and services, we're going to be discussing all of that, which is also very, very cool. And the content that we have for this year is from the UX Design Institute. So it's all interactive material that we're going to be discussing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And it's also exciting that this year we're going to be having a couple of organizations that will be joining our club to offer some entrepreneurial support to anyone that's interested in starting their businesses, like startup inductors in Portsmouth, and anyone that's interested in perhaps starting their business and they're looking for funding or VC capital or support, they can also reach out to us and we can connect them with the right people. So yeah, that's the business side of the program, and hopefully it will be quite social and we'll be able to come up with really cool things together.
All right, great. So the next thing, Michael, you up for that?
Yeah, so those two streams that we just talked about are mainly about building up skills. So perhaps skills that you've never touched before, skills you've had some experience with, but really haven't had a chance to actually apply it, or maybe you just want to explore the more advanced side of it. The goal is to do a lot of build up before Christmas, where we're going to be getting you guys all the skills you need. But starting off in 2022, there is the annual Google Solution Challenge. So an opportunity for you guys in teams, maybe people you do know, people you don't know. Again, you get to pick your team. but to come together and try and solve a real world problem. Google set out this problem every single year, and it's global across the whole of the GDSC program. So last year, that was to solve one of the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So things like finding clean water, getting better access to education, gender equality, and developing a solution using Google technologies that actually addresses a few of those. So I know we had maps to find clean water in Africa. We had tools to improve e-learning, because obviously that was a big topic last year. But some really good prizes involved in that. Obviously, these are from last year, but this year likely to be fairly the same. So the top 50 teams from around the world got mentorship directly from Google to take the prototype that you've made and actually iterate on it and evolve on it with Google support directly, which is a fantastic opportunity to work with Google developers directly that you wouldn't normally have. Top 10 finalists will get a load of Google prizes. The top three finalists last year got a Chromebook each, but they also got a one-to-one with a Google executive. We can go in, you can ask them any questions you want. They'll probably grill you on a few things as well. But it's basically just a chill coffee chat and a good time for you to get a one-to-one session with someone that you're not going to meet in everyday life.
Yeah, so it's a really good opportunity to also put something like working with potential real clients, real customers, sort of solving a real world problem, to put something phenomenal on your CV. And this could be sort of fantastic for if you want to go on placement, or if you're just looking for a part-time job or a graduate role. It's a really, really good experience, and we really are encouraging everyone in the club to at least attempt this. So, we have noticed that we have a lot of people in this Discord. 87 last time I checked. And as of next week, we're going to be running events in person. Now, due to the liability of running in-person events that we take on, we need to know who is coming to events. And because of that, we need everyone to join the club on the GDSC platform. So if you see the two QR codes in front of you, the one on the left is to go to our actual club page and sign up. We really encourage everyone to do that. On the right side, we are looking for more people to join us. So me, Michael, and Mo, our current core team, we're probably looking for another 4 or 5 people to come and join us. If you feel you have any skills that could help with anything related to this, event skills, business, technical, anything really interesting, go to that application and fill it in. The deadline is this Friday at 10 p.m, after which we will be deciding who will be in our core team and sending out emails. It's a really good experience, so please come and join us if you think you can help. Give back to the community. So now, if you put in the voice chat, anyone have any questions, or you can unmute yourself.
I'll quickly add on to my tech session of it. Kind of we hit on it in general the other day, but software engineering is a lot more than just writing code, and we're hoping to get that across through these sessions. So I know we talked about working as a team, things like engineering standards, a lot of stuff on the business side, and a lot of the solution architecture bits that aren't necessarily code are so important. And that's a lot of the stuff we'll be hitting this year, not necessarily just writing lines of code, though there will be a good chunk of that.
Can I add something to that?
Go for it.
If you are doing second year software engineering or doing computer science, you will be learning a lot of this stuff, but it's best to understand all the frameworks and models required, because by God do they help you later on in life. Because you're not going to be using waterfall all your life, because that is a wrong valley to step down. Trust me.
Yep. So I can answer Zach's question. So when and where our next event will be. Unlike this week, next week's event will actually be in person. So we're going to be running it as a hybrid event. So we will stream it as well to anyone who wants to watch it online. It's going to be next Wednesday. So all of our events are going to be at a standardized time and location and date from now on. So next Wednesday from 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. in Lion Gate 014A. Close to the time, we will sort of, because we know we've got a lot of first years in who might not know where that is. We'll put some instruction on how to find the room in here.
Wednesdays, yeah. Awesome. See one more person typing. Oh, 2 people typing. Never mind.
3.
3. Go on, more of you. Why not?
Feel free to unmute your mic and talk out loud if you want. So with the solution challenge, no, it's heavily encouraged that you work as a team. With the 17 sustainable development goals, we don't know if that's going to be the challenge this year. It might be a different theme. It's possible they'll use the same theme again. But no, you're heavily recommended to be in a team. When we watch the finals, they were mostly teams of about 4 to 5. So that's the general gist.
Yeah, so you're both competing against other universities and yourselves to an extent.
So
Obviously, within the club, we're kind of encouraging a good culture of helping each other, and we'll help you through that as well.
yeah, so with the competition, you'll be competing against other teams of students from GDSC all over the world. So there are, last time we checked, between about 700 and 800 GDSC clubs all over the world, pretty much every continent, vast majority of countries. So you're going to be competing against people from there. Yeah, it's a big competition.
Talking of competing, there's something we haven't actually said yet.
This is true. I kind of glossed over it earlier.
Should
So
we go back a couple slides?
let's go back a couple of slides. This is a good idea.
There it is.
So we kind of glossed over this and probably shouldn't have. So if you look in the top right-hand side, you can see Varsity Hackathon versus Southampton. So as a few of you might notice in this Discord, we have members from GDSC University of Southampton. We've been in discussion with them, and we're in the process of planning, probably sometime early next year, a competitive hackathon where Portsmouth students sort of team up against the Southampton students, and we try to prove that we have the better computer science department.
With the first years and people who have got free time, use tryhackme.com. That might give you a leg up to understanding some of the hacking stuff. Let's say how to use hacking.
Yeah,
Like
probably
that.
clarity on the word hackathon. We'll set a problem and you'll make a thing rather than a
Okay, fair enough.
system. Yeah, so for example, it might be a mini version of the solution challenge for that year.
Okay.
You might say, yeah, if any of you guys have done, or I guess your first and second years would have done Hack Pompey, but usually I set a problem like make a system to help the environment. So you might make an application for finding the nearest bin. You might find an AI system that can recognize what kind of plastic it is and what kind of bin you should put it in. That's 2 bin-based examples, but you kind of get the gist. Working as teams to build something.
So yeah, with a hackathon, it's not as Mark said, sort of. It's more sort of you'll probably work in a team. No, it's not actual hacking. It's you'll work in a team to solve a problem. It's a the word hack in hackathon more comes from sort of the other meaning of it, like you're hacking together a solution. It's more sort of fast prototyping. I think is the best way of describing it.
Yeah. Ideally, you want to make a functioning prototype by the end of the event. However functioning it is. And because of the timing of the event, you may be able to take what at that hackathon, take it with your team, and then build on it as a part of the solution challenge. We're hoping to link it in, but we're still sort of sorting out logistics on that one.
Yeah, with the timing, with it probably being early in the year when you're just starting a student challenge, with the solution challenge up until about April, you'll be able to put together and build sort of a rough prototype that you can then go and further develop on. at that, so the hackathon would be a really good opportunity for you and your team to get together and spend however long putting together a brief prototype. It's not decided yet, but it's probably quite likely, looking ahead, that the topic of the hackathon might have something to do with the solution challenge. So look out for that. Okay, are we happy with going over this slide? Again, core team applications close this Friday, so if you want to apply, make sure you get your application in over the next couple of days. So again, any other questions that anyone has about what we've just brought up? If not, we'll continue on.
And equally, we're in Discord all the time, as
Yep.
any of you that are random tangent conversations. By all means, keep having those tangent conversations. That's what it's there for.
Exactly. All right, cool. Then let's move forward. Michael.
This is my turn. So obviously today, because we're not in person and can't do a lot of things we'd want to do, we have prepared a little team activity. A, for you guys to get to know each other, and B, sort of come across a few of the concepts that we're going to be using throughout this year. So next slide, please. This session is a nice pun one. It's called The Power of Research. Basically, if for any of you that have been on placement or you've been in the industry before, you'll know that you're often going to have a time where someone comes to you and they say, yo, we've got this new technology. No one at the company's touched it before. Can you make a proof of concept? Can you do something with it? You're not necessarily going to have someone at your company that can help you with that. However, we've got the internet, we've got Google, Bing as well, but we don't talk about that one. So what we want you to do, what we want you to do is get yourself into Teams. We'll do that in a second, and then we're going to pop into your voice channel and give you a technology. Might be one you've heard of, might not be, but you're going to have 15 minutes to research that technology and prepare a presentation. However you want to do that, whether you want to do that just by voice, look at the camera and talk, whether you want to do a Google Slides, whether you want to do a Prezzo, whether you want to pull some paper out the background and hold it up to the camera, whatever. We're leaving it completely open. So with that said, if you go on the next slide for me.
Yep.
I think the team's about 5s, I'd say, looking at the side. Possibly a few 4s in there. If you guys look on the side, there is a hub join to create. If you click on that, it'll create a brand new channel. If all of you do that, you'll be in a channel by yourself. So if a few of you take charge and then split yourself into teams, choose who you want to be with, go in, introduce yourself, and then we'll be in to give you a problem. Does that sound good? And any questions, feel free to use the voice channel. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's slowly filtering out. Don't leave them too lonely.
Some people are using Voice Zero, but that's chill.
Keep going, keep going.
If you go and you can go and jump in others' channels as well.
I'll stop recording and dip to another channel as well then.
That's
Go
cool.
for it.